As a market farmer down near the Bay Area 25 years ago, I became acutely aware that these seeds were endangered, and at that time Seed Savers Exchange published the first edition of Garden Seed Inventory, where they identified the 90% of our vegetable heritage which had been lost up until about 1980 or so because of the consolidation of seed companies and the demise of small-scale seed producers around the country. And so since that time I've been working in collaboration with Seed Savers and many others to try to reverse that trend. We've done a lot to stem the loss, but at the same time we've had to cope with the onslaught of GMOs, and that has made it very difficult for small farmers. The number of us seed savers in the United States is very finely spread. I, for example, am one of just a few in all of Humboldt County that am part of that national network. My role is as an independent breeder and showing people some of the things they can do with breeding on their own farm. The basic process of seed saving is, well, first of all, you've got to select the best plants. You have to have a large enough population size to contain enough of that diversity to keep that variety from becoming inbred, because inbred varieties will slowly suffer from inbreeding depression. These ones here are going to start flowering probably within a matter of weeks, and they'll flower in the spring, and the seeds will be done, and they'll be tall just like big old mustards in the middle of the summer. We'll make the seed harvest, we'll collect all that, maybe it'll go in bags depending on how big a batch it is. We'll take the kale seed that's harvested off here, put it through a process with the thresher and the winnower, or maybe it'll even just be crushing it with our hands if it's a relatively small batch, or stomping it with our feet. And once we get that seed clean, with kale seed, typically you can expect a 10-year lifespan of good viability of the kale seed if you store it properly. And that means at a low moisture content and cool and dry and dark, in a nutshell, so to speak. You see all those shells go flying out? We're just doing this as a small-scale example.
So the seeds you grow here, how do they get distributed mostly?
Well, I sell over the internet and through the mail, and do a lot with Seed Savers. I do what I can to help bring access to a lot of these seeds. You know, if we're really faced with adversity and shortages, there's a lot we can do. Closer to home, more local, and make it so the food is still accessible and we have the food security we need via the saved seed. The farmers up in this area are becoming acutely aware of our vulnerabilities up here to fuel outages and stuff like that.
Seed saving tastes good.
Just need to bring the oil and vinegar. Yeah. In spite of all our efforts to make organic more mainstream, the USDA has minimized it. The chemical industry has prevailed, and very little has been done to reverse the situation. We have pioneering individuals all dispersed around the country and around the world who are doing this. And I would say in some countries they've had far more institutional support for organic farming than we have here in the United States. My goal really is to foster a sense of independence among the farmers, because for so long farmers have been an exploited lower class. Our costs of production have increased drastically. For too long, mainstream agriculture has prevailed with its presumption of endless supply of fossil fuel and all those inputs of chemicals and all that. And organic farming has been minimized. We have a USDA program right now that only expends $1.5 million out of an annual budget of over $60 billion. out of 60 billion. That's 1/40,000th of the amount expended for commodity agriculture.
On
It's-
organic farming.
It's a minuscule fraction. It's an absolutely dismaying statistic to have to deal with.
And this is 30 years after kind of the beginning.
And this is
of,
20 to 30 years later. Yeah, this is how far we've come. And so those of us who want to prevail in this effort got to get down here on the ground and take the bull by the horns and do the research on our own and make it work. And that speaks to the spirit of all the organic farmers I know.